Hi Alex, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm here with Aleksander Poniewierski and he's here from Ernst Young from Poland, and I'm here at the IoT Data Analytics and Visualization Conference in Palo Alto, Silicon Valley. So Alex, tell me a little bit about the projects you were talking about, the IoT projects. It's fascinating stuff.
Okay, thank you for asking me to do that. So basically, I am responsible for IT advisor in the region in Central and Southeastern Europe. But also, I'm a very big fan of operational technology and the Internet of Things. We start our practice in 2008, and from this time we develop our specific product for our clients. So basically in 2008 we discovered that there is a need for security, special security for critical infrastructure. And from those days we recognized the operational technology, the OT side, everything about the elements, the IT, industrial IoT is the really issue. So
you were talking to me about oil and gas.
Yeah.
You give me some clients you work with and tell me what you did for them.
So we work for the biggest companies in oil and gas space, energy space, and in the transmission in the production site and refineries. So we work around the globe. We work for Reliance,
give me names.
Reliance, Shell, Chevron, Polish major oil distributor and producer Orlen. And for those companies, we develop a methodology how to separate the OT network with IT network, how to protect their production site, how to manage the data in the safe way, and how to draw the historians for them. I mean, how to analyze from the data the efficiency, effectiveness they can achieve from the sensors, from the new modern technologies.
Where do they use IoT in oil and gas?
I mean, basically on the production side. I mean, they use the operational technology for doing their functionality, their processes, but also they are merging the data with commercial data, and they are recognizing it for a margin purpose or for the efficiency of productions. Something like advanced processing controls is nothing else like analyzing in the real time.
So it's what would have failed on its own. They have production control, which is more automated in place.
Yes, it's the way, and having the processing power and having the data coming from the environment, let me say from internet, they can adding different layers to their analysis, and from them they are looking for the new possibilities to reduce the cost or increase the margins.
So can you give me a very specific example? Because I'm not familiar with oil and gas industry.
Okay, so the oil and gas is very much sensitive for oil crude price.
Yeah.
So when you produce the oil, you are analyzing the process, and in many cases the technology coming from 90s and 80s, they are based on the linear algorithms. So based on that, you have the different samples coming every 5 hours, every 12 hours, sometimes every 24 hours. Using the IoT technology, you can take a lot of samples every 1 minute or every even 10 seconds, and based on that, you can predict what is the quality of oil, what is the quality of refineries, just in real time. So the savings emerges. I mean, the huge, and you can imagine how brilliant you can steer the process, having the data from real time and machine learning to do the analysis in the real time, and before finishing the process, you will know the quality of the product at the end.
So while this is happening in real time, they get samples from the sensors, you look at the data. If you want, what do you change with that? With the data, what are you changing in your production process?
I mean, you can change the parameter of the production. So after changing parameters, the product has a different sense. And if you have a knowledge and if you control or change the process faster, you can achieve the better results. And it is all about the value for the oil and gas coming from IoT, from OT, from advanced control processing.
So you mentioned something in the beginning about separating OT from IT.
Yes.
So was it from a practical standpoint, they were used to doing things one way.
Yeah.
It's big companies.
Yes.
Yes, there's lots of money once it's done. How easy was it that you told them that you need to put the sensor and take samples every 5 minutes or 30 minutes and they adopted it? What was actually involved in making it happen?
It's the most tough thing. I mean, to convince the people, convince the management that you have to change something working very well, profitably. It's a very tough task. So the first of all, if you convince the people showing the result, you have to do a parallel run. So showing the proof of concept that changing the environment, changing the infrastructure, or just adding additional data will change the result, they can believe you that the IoT is not just wearables, but it is the real changer enabler for the business change.
So you did a pilot and showed them real data and real ROI?
Yes, parallel to the normal processing process.
So what is the scale of this ROI we are talking about?
Oh, it is very hard to say because it depends on the client. Sometimes clients are asking for the big change. So we work for one of the biggest global car manufacturers, and the car manufacturer asked to implement the RFID for their cars. Because they want to manage supply chain operation in the better and faster way, and also they'd like to manage something like a predictive maintenance process. I mean, they'd like
for the parts that make the car.
Yes, for the parts and for whole cars. So sometimes there's the idea for changing the business, disrupt the business, and implementing the IoT in the company can cost the billions of dollars. Sometimes it can be a project for 1 year, sometimes for longer, for 5 or even longer time.
So car is where you said you had to develop some new standard. What is it?
Oh yes, we are very much involved in developing a standard across the globe. So we did some of them for infrastructure, for critical infrastructure. We are co-author of the new TOGAF SAPSA methodology for smart devices, and also we are very much involved in the ISO 99 standard development.
So tell me a little bit more about the standard.
I mean, the standards in IoT, OT, IoT world is something very new because you have to remember that IT is no longer technology driven. In OT world, in IoT world, everything is technology driven. So we have very big companies building the standards for their own technology. When you mix up with the startups, with the new technologies, the company coming from just from the garden, sometimes from the streets, they bring the new ideas, they build the new ideas in garage. So you have to standardize. You have to standardize the platform, and the big vendors are trying to open the standard for such a small companies. But there are the communities building standards for the protocol, for the technology standard, for the safety, for the security of the installation. So you have to think from the big companies' perspective, what should they do in the future, or what can they do in the future. So for the huge companies, manufacturing, or for pharma companies, for oil gas companies, the working with standard committees is just the opening the gate to talk to the smallest companies. So we are breaking the wall in OT world. So we are entering and opening the gate for smaller enterprises.
This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Before we close out, since we are at this IoT Data Conference, at least we are towards the noon of day one.
Yeah, I love it.
So is there something new you learned? Is there something?
Oh yes. Oh yes. The first of all, the new thing is this customer view for me. And all the time for last 7 years we thought about and we talk about industrial IoT. And right now I recognize the customer side and the healthcare side is very, very exciting, and in very close future it will change our style of living for sure.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much and enjoy.